Is your life going the way you want it to go? In this video, I want to talk to you about the difference between people who kind of seem to have it all going on and those who seem to be having a harder time, and a part of why that might be, and one secret to making the law of attraction work. So stay tuned. Before we get started, please be sure to subscribe so that you catch the next fabulous video to help you get your life in the flow so that you're attracting effortlessly and living the riches of life. I'm KALYN and this is Oberon. Oberon is my wise friend here who helps bring great wisdom and hopefully helps you get your life in the flow with me. Again, I'm KALYN. I'm co-founder of the Golden Flow System of Accelerated Well-Being and Abundance, where I love to help people elevate their lives, get in the flow, attract effortlessly. So you can call me your abundance coach because I believe in an abundance of everything. Now, in today's video, I wanted to talk about improving your life in the following way. Generally, I sort of script my videos out some. I at least make points, what points I want to cover for each topic. I didn't in today's video because I wanted to come a little more from the heart for you. And that's because I have a girlfriend who is having a bit of a tough time. Maybe more than a bit. Anyway, and you know, I wanted to really speak from the heart and really kind of go a little deeper so that hopefully she could see this video, and I'm hoping it'll help her out some because she doesn't live nearby me. So, you know, there are times for us all when life's just not working out. I was speaking with a different girlfriend today and I was saying to her, you know how sometimes life goes like this? Drags you up and down. She's like, no, really? And I'm like, well, you know, when that's happening and you're hitting the highs and the lows, you're really not in the flow. Instead, your emotional charges and the issues or problems you're experiencing, they're pulling you up and down like a roller coaster. Hey, roller coasters are great in amusement parks, not as a part of life, certainly not as something that you're experiencing with your work or your loved ones or anything like that. So, how do we go about this? What's the deal? Like I said, my friend's having a hard time, and honestly, I think she's sort of hitting some of rock bottom where things aren't working out. It's kind of starting to feel a little hopeless, and she doesn't know what to do. You know, I mean, she's out of some options kind of thing. Well, I want to take this opportunity to tell you that one of the biggest differences between people who are having a tough time that way and people who have things working out, people for whom things seem fine, things are lining up fine, you know, sort of the difference, right? It's like the two ends of the spectrum, the black and the white, if you will. One major difference is in the people who think who life is working out for, their ability to say yes. Their ability to say, I'm going to do it. Here's a real good example for you. If you watch my videos, then you know that I live in Florida and I moved here about a year ago. Well, it takes me a while to make friends because I really like to connect at a deeper level. And also, I'm a mom and a wife, and so I'm home a lot with my family, so I don't get a lot of opportunities to go out because my priority is my family. So making friends at this point is a tough thing for me. Not only that, but I really prefer friends that are also in the flow, who are also really dedicated to improving their lives and having like that richness of life, like I like to talk about, like feel good, enjoy life, take life to the next level, constantly raise the bar on ourselves and our lives. You know, that's really where I like to connect, and not everyone's like that. I understand, and it's okay, but it means that I don't feel like I run into people who I can make friends with every day. Partly because my priorities lie somewhere else, and partly because you could say I'm a little picky, if you'd like. In my flow, there's certain things that I want to attract. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was on a walk in the morning with my husband, and I said to him, guess what? I made a decision that I'm going to allow myself to attract some friends, like some really good friends. You know, it's great having friends out of state, but It'd be really nice to have some friends close by. And sure enough, I had this person show up who I had previously met, but like we hadn't really connected, and now we're starting to really connect. She and I finish each other's sentences. Like, it's great, you know, it's so wonderful to sort of serendipitously find someone who I kind of feel like I had the same kismet with. I kind of feel like I'm on the same page with. You know, that's just fantastic, and it doesn't happen to me often. And did you catch how or why it happened? Did you catch that it was because I said so? You know, one of the things that I know you might be saying, and Oberon's going, yeah, but KALYN, he's saying sometimes people open the door that way and they say, yes, law of attraction, bring me what I want. Kind of like Jim Carrey in Yes Man. If you haven't seen that movie, it's fantastic. You should totally see it. But he says sometimes people do that and then they get things that they don't prefer. You know, they get people walking in the door of life that aren't what they prefer. I understand that. That's called resistance. You know, what happens is we have some emotional charges, we have some beliefs, we have some places where we're not really allowing law of attraction to effortlessly bring us what we're asking for. I always say that effortless is the best way to attract. It's like really the only way you attract almost everything that you attract. But that effortless attraction only happens when you kind of get into this, yes, law of attraction, yes, I'm gonna allow this. And that's a part of what I did. I put to the side some of my reservations about having friends, you know, feeling like some women don't really want to improve themselves, or maybe they're talking about things, you know, whatever it is, my resistance. I kind of went, you know what, put that all to the side. I'm gonna have an experience where I'm going to allow myself to attract the kind of friend I want. So at this point I didn't have to get in the flow with it because I've done so much of my own flowing. But if I had needed to, I could have gotten in the flow and then said, now I'm going to allow this. I'm not going to attract what I don't want. I'm going to attract what I do want. I'm not going to find people who don't share my values in life, who don't believe about, you know, about the importance of getting into the flow, who aren't spiritual. No, I'm going to attract the exact replica of me in that sense. I'm going to attract someone who is spiritual. I'm going to attract someone who is into improving their lives, who does want to have fun. You know, and maybe you feel like, well, KALYN, that's everyone. And that's great. That would be really great. But the point is, I had to change my mind. I had to say, no more resistance. I'm going to get in the flow because resistance is out of the flow. And I'm going to say, yes, yes, this can happen. Yes, I'm going to really feel like it's possible. Sometimes there's a part of us that wants to feel like something's possible, but we sort of go, yes, it's possible. But there's a little piece of us that doesn't believe it, that doesn't agree, that is really still resistant, and it's attracting something different. And if you watch yourself, and if you try to say yes to something right now, and you watch and see if you have any resistance, you know, you can kind of get a feel that there's a little hold back. And when you think about it, that hold back energy, that's not what you want law of attraction to use, to see in your energy, in attracting what it is that you want. You could see that now I have attracted my friend here. This is my cat Peppermint, and he really likes to come and join us in our videos. Of course, Oberon doesn't like it, so today Oberon's the one who's attracting, I think, with a little resistance. But to get a good sense of that, do you see how, I mean, I'm playing with you here, but that's a really good example of attracting a friend that I like, whereas Oberon, as an owl, of course, he doesn't like cats, you know, especially, you know, if he was bigger, he would like them, but circumstances being what they are, he has resistance to Peppermint. And surely enough, Peppermint, when Peppermint sneaks into the studio, he likes to come and get in Oberon's face. So, back to the topic. So, do you see where I'm going with this? Now, I expect, and Oberon's wanting me to point out, that you're kind of going, well, yeah, KALYN, if I could take that resistance and like do away with it and just say yes, 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 law of attraction can bring me what I want, I would. Clearly, either I can't, or I'm trying and it's not working, or, you know, something's still not working. Hello, I've tried that. Well, look, I hear you, and that's real common. It certainly really happens. So I want you to, in that case, consider that you're not fully saying yes, not wholeheartedly, not with your soul kind of thing, your mind, your body, your emotional self. Like, you're not fully saying yes because of that resistance. So get in the flow. Flow that resistance so that more and more you can identify with, and you can really feel in yourself that even if you're not perfect, because the universe doesn't expect you to be perfect, you can start to say, I see that this is who I'm meant to be. I see that I can have friends. I see that my situation, it can improve. Right now, I feel like I don't have choices, but I can have choices. The universe is endless. It's unlimited. Call it God, call it your source energy, call it the law of attraction, call it whatever you want. It can work. It can bring me a different experience in which things are working. I'm not fully there. I don't have to be fully there. I see that I want to go that way. I know that who I really am is going that way. And as you do that and say things like that, and as you flow some of that resistance, you start to shift all of your energy. Now, one thing that's really cool is when people use the golden flow system and they practice it, they start to sense energy. So you start to get to the point to where even if you can't say a wholehearted yes, you can say a wholehearted, I'm not there, but I know that's who I'm meant to be. I know that's where I want to go. You can certainly admit where you're at and state and command where you want to go and who you really know yourself to be. And as you do, you can start to sense your energy sort of shifting and unlocking and starting to whirl around and starting to invite something new and bigger and brighter. Sorry, today both of my cats snuck in and now they're fighting. What are you gonna do? All right, so if nothing else, I want you to get a sense that aside from the fact that you really want to get in the flow so that you can really say yes. And the more you practice saying yes, the more you're going to get yourself in the flow of opening and allowing. But if nothing else, one thing I really want you to walk away with is that you don't have to be perfect. The universe has no expectation of you being perfect. The universe knows it's actually impossible. We're human. We're imperfect by design. So let that go. Instead, when you recognize that you can really say yes to where you want to go, who you really know yourself to be, even if it's not how you feel right now, even if it's not what you're experiencing and what law of attraction has brought you right now, those things aren't necessarily who you really know yourself to be and who you really are. So tap into who you really are, and then, like Jim Carrey in Yes Man, say yes to everything. Everything that you know yourself to be, everything that you're dreaming about and that you prefer. Because your life is meant to be sweet as can be. You're meant to experience the richness of life, and it's meant to be fantastic. Now, Oberon's telling me, you forgot to tell them to subscribe to our email list. Yes, join our tribe. Get emails from Oberon and I in which we're going to give you extra videos that aren't available to the general public kind of thing. And sometimes we'll send you mini courses and stuff like that. So please subscribe. We will also definitely tell you about workshops. And generally speaking, we tend to always have one coming up. So, so join the tribe. And please, if you enjoyed the video, comment. If you have a question, if something wasn't clear, comment below or send a private comment. I understand that you can do that. Or go to my website and submit a comment, because when you contact us via the website, it's totally private. So if you're a little shy, do it that way. Do whatever you have to do to get in the flow. Right, Oberon? Don't forget, you're totally meant to, and you're totally able to attract effortlessly. How? By being you, being authentic, in the flow, and then you'll be abundantly experiencing everything that you prefer.